All right, good morning, guys. Good morning to everybody who is already on the live. You can share it in the meantime so that other folks can get in on the live. We have a serious situation here in the Caribbean this morning. I know everybody's attention is on what's happening down there in Venezuela, and what's happening with the war, or the impending war, but we have a serious situation has taken place here in the Caribbean. We had a 6.7, 6.5. Some people, all of the geological authorities have not really given us the exact magnitude of now. Some have 6.7, some have 6.5. So I think they're still gathering all the necessary data really to give us the final figure as to what the real magnitude of it was. Let me see. Good morning to everybody who's online. Good morning to all of our friends. Share the live. Share the live. We're discussing the issue of the earthquake this morning. If you see behind me right there, I'm going to try and shift across so that you can see it. That is where the epicenter was this morning, right there, off Guadeloupe, really. Um, a lot of islands were affected. I'm not sure if your island were affected. Wherever you are, you can either call me or you can drop something in the live chat and let me know. Get all your friends to come in. So this is like some persons are reporting a 6.5, some are reporting a 6.7, some persons are reporting a 6.8875. A lot of different stories out there right now. Let's get into what really happened. As you can see, that's where it took place this morning, that earthquake. Massive earthquake. It's a long time that we've had not have an earthquake that size. And also, what is very interesting about this earthquake this morning is that there were several earthquakes following that in the same exact location. That is why I got a number of calls, a number of messages from persons this morning because it occurred in the same exact location. That's very, very interesting. Four earthquakes following the major one this morning. So you had the 6.8 or 6.7, wherever persons are saying. But following that earthquake this morning, four other earthquakes occurred in the exact location, the exact spot this morning. That is what makes this very, very interesting for a lot of persons. Um, some persons would have felt it as far south as Colombia, Venezuela, actually. So it's something that is very interesting to a lot of people right now. That is the spot where the earthquake occurred this morning after 8. I'm going to go into the statistics right now for you. So this is what is happening right here. Magnitude 6.5, like I said, some places have 6.7, some say 6.8. Doesn't matter. We had a very large quake this morning. These are the affected countries. So if you're living in Barbados, you would have felt it. They're saying in the British Virgin Islands, in Dominica, in Saint Martin, in Guadeloupe, of course, in Martinique, in Montserrat, in Puerto Rico, in Saint Kitts Nevis, in Saint Lucia, Saint Vincent and the Grenadines, the U.S. Virgin Islands, Venezuela, Caribbean Netherlands, which would be like Bonaire, Aruba, those islands down there. You will have Saint Bartholomew, Antigua and Barbuda, and Anguilla. This is a wider ranging. This is about 17 islands I counted there. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. It's about 20 islands. 20 islands that were affected by a quake that took place just off Guadeloupe this morning around 8 a.m. I'm gonna 8:38 a.m. I'm gonna show you just now the information from the UWI center. But let me say good morning to everybody who is in the chat. So yeah, so apparently earthquake for hurricane for Jamaica. And it appears that we're having earthquake for the rest of the Eastern Caribbean. That's a very, very interesting morning that we are having. Let me see what I can share with you here right now. Um, this is Bella, top of the morning to you. Doc Black, Samantha Glasgow, and Lewis says, good morning, hurricane for Jamaica, earthquake for certain islands and Venezuela, half at play to destabilize our region. Wise Virgin says, I didn't feel it. All right. Where you from, Wise Virgin? And then that's Richard. Richie Rich says, the machine turn on. Angela Klasky says, well, good morning, Jamaica, Manchester in the house. I hope you're doing well in Jamaica. You can let us know what's taking place and how you're doing this morning over there in Jamaica. Also, we have Miss Glenda says, good morning, I never felt it. Doshawn Thomas from St. Kitts said, I felt it. That's in St. Kitts. And also that Sammy can raid the Caribbean for natural resources. And then you have somebody in St. Lucia said they felt it. Ruby said felt it in St. Lucia. So, guys, 6.8 earthquake. Some are saying 6.7. There are different things going on right now. Other persons are saying different things. So we just have to see what happens here. But let's. Someone says it didn't feel it in Trinidad and Tobago. Well, like I said, it's based on where you are. You will, and so we are trying to ascertain where persons would have felt this morning. But let me get into that quickly, some information for you because that is necessary. So, whatever island you're from, let me know in the chat section if you felt it. If you want to talk to me live, if you felt it and you want to talk to me live, you can click on the link that I placed at the top of the chat section and you can come on there and you can talk to me, okay? So, if you want to talk to me live, you can actually come live there. Click on the link in the chat section if you want to talk to me live. Now, let me get into the information from the UWI based on what they're saying here this morning. I want to go. I want to go back to this slide right here. These are the countries: Barbados, the British Virgin Islands, Dominica, Saint Martin, Saint Martin, Guadeloupe, Martinique, Montserrat, Puerto Rico, Saint Kitts Nevis, Saint Lucia, Saint Vincent and the Grenadines, the U.S. Virgin Islands, Venezuela, Caribbean, Netherlands, Antilles. You have Saint Bartholomew, you have Antigua and Barbuda, and Anguilla. This is like about 20 countries in one wallop this morning. All right. So anybody on the live who wish to speak to me, you can click on the chat, the link on the chat section, and come on in. All right. Let me get into the information from the UWI this morning. This is what they're saying. So let's look at this first. This is the first one that happened this morning. I'll get back in the chat section. Some very, very interesting comments in the chat section going on there. But let me get to the information from the UWI right now for you. All right. Remember, guys, I placed the link in the chat section. I pinned it to the top. If you want to come in and share your experience from this earthquake this morning, you can come in and tell me about it, whatever country you're from. But let me get to the information from the UWI this morning. This is the first one, 6.7, right? Just off Guadeloupe, as you can see right there. This is the first one that the UWI recorded this morning. This is the information they're saying. It was a 6.7 magnitude at 8:38 a.m. this morning. It was nearby cities was Guadeloupe, Dominica, Roseau, Pointe-Pay in Guadeloupe, Roseau, Dominica, St. John's, Antigua, and Barbuda. And of course, you can see it was east-southeast. That's the distance and the direction to the epicenter. So if you're not living close to the epicenter, you may not have felt it that much, but a lot of islands felt it, which would mean it, it's a depth of 12 kilometers. So you can see what's happening there. This was the first one this morning. And like I said to you, what's very, very strange about this is that all of the following earthquakes occurred in the same location. Look at that. This was the second one. This was the second one. Same location, same countries again. Guadeloupe, Dominica, Antigua. This time 5.2 magnitude earthquake. Look at the location, 16.53 north, longitude 59 point. You seeing what I'm seeing, right? That's the location right there. If we go back to the first one, 16.50, 59.55. You see that? 16.53, just a few off. 59.51 is the second one. The first one was 55 at the back. So you see it's basically the same location. Look at that. Same location. Now, this one was the third one we're going into right now. This is the same location again. It's 59.53. Remember the first one was 59.55 west, right? And the latitude doesn't change. It's 16.55 north, as you notice. Same location, same countries, Guadeloupe, Dominica, Antigua, and Barbuda. So that's the third one, actually. All right. That's the third one that took place this morning. Um, right. Let's go to, there's another one here. Let's get into the other one because it's the same location, all of them, no change. We're going to the other one now. So this is 6.1. We had a 5.2 and we had a 6.7. Now we are moving on from those three and we're going into the other one. Look at this one. Same location again, same location, 61.5 to 59.46, just a little bit off, but same location. Guadeloupe, Dominica, Antigua again, same location if you look at that. This one is 9:26 a.m. this morning. 9:26 a.m. this morning. This is a 5.4 magnitude. A 5.4 magnitude. So we had a 5.4, we had a 6.1, we had a 5.2, and the first one, of course, was 6.7. Um, all right, guys. Well, rain is down in my neck of the woods. I'm not sure if you're hearing that. But anyway, we go to the other one, which is 5.4. Same location again, Guadeloupe, Antigua, Dominica, right? And then we go to the last one, which was a 4.2 at the same location again, Guadeloupe, Dominica, and Antigua. So that's what we've been having this morning. Um, the rain is down in my neck of the woods. I hope that you're hearing me loud and clear. Let me see if I can adjust this microphone to make sure that you are hearing me loud and clear. Um, all right. So, all right, guys. I hope you're hearing me. If you're hearing me loud and clear, let me know, okay? Because the rain is down in my neck of the woods. I'm not using the usual studio, so there might be some. You might be hearing the rain in the background. So let me know if you're hearing me. Um, if you're hearing me, all right. If it's a problem, I'll have to adjust something. But if you're hearing me, let me know. Okay. All right. So this is the information from the UWI. Like I said, on all of the earthquakes that we had this morning in the same location, same location. Um, Let me get back to the countries for you as well. These are all the countries. You can see them right there. You can see all those countries right there. Let me get into this one. This is a single spot. This is a single spot that it occurred this morning. Nowhere else. All of the earthquakes occurred in this single spot. Let me get into the chat section and see who we have here. Guys, let me see if I can get your comments in. A lot of comments are in there. Samantha Glasgow said, was there flooding? Not as far as we know. There was no flooding in these islands. Um, Tamia says, good morning. Alex says, we felt it and the aftershock. Hello from Barbados. Elvis says, didn't feel anything. Samantha Glasgow is in St. Vincent. Alex Marshall is in Antigua. Samantha says she felt it. Where I am in Manchester, just having intermittent showers. We're having some showers as well in St. Vincent too at the moment. Patricia Joseph felt it in the north of St. Lucia, found it a bit long in duration. Francis Douglas felt it in Barbados. Vaughn Thomas felt it in St. Vincent. Tuan Froz, the Caribbean will flood completely except Haiti. I don't know about that, my friend. Um, Truth information sounds like submarine around. Yes, some folks have been talking to me about that this morning. Let me get into this. Someone says Second Ezra 9:2. Then shall thou understand that this is the very time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproar. Yeah, earthquakes are part of those last day prophecy in diverse places. Orlando says was felt in Trinidad too. Just asking. Oh no. Well, Trinidad was among the list of countries, I believe. Let me just get back to the list of countries. No, apparently they did not. But this is most amazing because it was felt in Venezuela, but it wasn't felt in Trinidad. Most amazing. The UWI is in Trinidad, but it wasn't felt in Trinidad. It was felt everywhere else except Trinidad, but it was felt in Venezuela. That's a very, very interesting scenario. I never paid attention to that one. Thanks for telling me that. That's a very, very interesting scenario going on right there. I don't want to even think about it too deep, but that's a very, very interesting scenario there. Um, Felt it at 8:38, according to what Patricia is saying here. She felt it at 8:38. Green says Haiti is flat. Anything out there always hit. If there is a flooding, they will get. Okay. And Tiran says NATO and HARP technology. The world is under attack. Slimy says look up HARP. Turan says to you all cowards, don't come to Haiti when you're underwater. Okay, all right, got you. Janice McMillan from St. Lucia, she felt a tremor apparently. Ricardo says there was one on the 24th near Venezuela on the 24th. Yeah, I remember that one. I reported that one, and information was that that one was generated from the Arctic and not a usual earthquake. It was generated from Antarctica. That's based on the data a lot of people gathered. It was generated from there. So, yeah, I think we know about that one and what they were trying there in that one. Um, Pretty Angel says, well, I'm in Trinidad, bits, nothing on my end. Yeah, based on the data coming out, no reports from Trinidad. So Trinidad apparently seemed to be one of the islands that missed that one this morning. Very strange, right? Okay. All right. Doc Black says, you're doing a great job. Okay, thanks very much. Slimy says, the sun can trigger quakes on the earth. Elvis says, this does not seem natural. Um, Sammy St. Alan says true. Weaponized weather and whatever else. Hurricanes can do the same. Green says just like Hurricane Melissa, that's into Jamaica waters. It's not natural. Well, I want everybody to know that hurricanes can be guided. And I think by now a lot of persons know that hurricanes can be guided. They their form, they can be manipulated, and they can be directed. All right, that's has been proven and tested, and it's been happening for a while. That's for a fact. It's been happening for a while. Guys, anybody in the chat who wants to connect with me can do so now. Click on the link that I pinned at the top of the chat section. Whatever island you're living in and you want to connect to let me know what took place this morning, you can do that at this time. I'm gonna open up for you to do that right now. You can actually click on the link and join me and let me hear your experience, whichever island you're from. Actually, said, remember the Great Flood only Haiti survived in those small islands. All right. Someone says, if you know, you know. Tier says, here in you good in TNT. Okay, loud and clear. That was when I was asking. Starting worrying if that hurricane starts moving to Venezuela. Well, I mean, it's south and west right now, right? It's gonna make a turn pretty soon based on what they're saying. It's gonna make the turn up towards Jamaica shortly. Not sure where it is right now. Let me check and see what's going on. What's the latest advisory on it? Yeah, they're saying Category 5 Melissa expected to turn northward later today or tonight. Catastrophic light, threatening winds, flooding expected in Jamaica tonight and early Tuesday. It's actually still going west. It's actually dropped to 906. That's some serious stuff going on there. 906, the millibars actually dropped down. That's a lot. That's a lot. Actually went down. Yeah, the millibars, it went down in millibars. That's a lot. That is a lot. Look at that. Look at that. It went down to 908 in the pressure. That's a lot. 809 millibars. That's really low. It's going for eight something. That's dangerous. Now it's 165 miles per hour. So it's the Cat 4, Cat 5. And then we're gonna get into a bit of that just now. Clive is on the live. Clive, go ahead. Clive, you there? All right, Clive must be having some issues with his audio. We're not getting any audio from you. You have to give permission to your audio and permission as well to the camera. You don't have to bring the camera, but you have to give permission to the audio if you want to get in. All right. So let me see what else is happening here. Right. So let me just right. Good. Who wants to get in? You can get in now. Let me see if I can get guarded in. Good morning. Hello. All right. Looks like we're having some issues this morning. I hope it's not on my end, and I'll have to fix that. Stay right there. Fix this thing. Once I can fix it, I'll fix it. All right. All right. Hello. Okay. Seems like we're having some issues with the audio this morning from you guys. Your end or my end? I'm not sure if it's my end, but I'll just use the headphone a bit. Stay with me, guys. Let me just check and see if I could hear the audio properly. I think we have someone on there. Hello. Good morning. All right. So it has to be on their end as well. All right, guys. You could log back out, come back in. I think we're having some issues with your audio. All right. Right. Let's get back to Melissa down there in Jamaica. Be good to hear from our friends in Jamaica as well. But let's get back into Melissa right now. So it's moving west at 3 miles per hour. That's really, really slow. The minimum central pressure is now down to 908 millibars. And remember, the lower it goes in pressure, the more dangerous it becomes. Okay. The maximum sustained winds are now 165. This is 11 a.m. advisory that's been put out. So let's see if we could get into the warning cones and see exactly where it's going to be trending based on what the Hurricane Center is saying. Let's see what they're saying in the warning cones. Let's see if we could get the warning cones up. Where are the warning cones? It should be sometime around here. Arrival times. Well, that's arrival times actually. It looks like Monday, 8 p.m. It should be heading to Jamaica. Looks that way. I'm trying to get the warning code for you guys just so that you can see exactly. All right, here it is. Here it is. Here it is, guys. Here it is. This is the warning code. Let's see if we could put that up bigger on the screen for you. See that? It's gonna make a direct pass over Jamaica based on that information that we're seeing there. Let's see if we can get Garnet back in. Good morning.
Yeah, morning, morning. You hear me now?
Loud and clear. Go right ahead, my brother. Go right ahead.
Yeah, but I appreciate all the knowledge and everything. I've been watching you for a couple of months now, and you're on point right through. I mean, I'm from Trinidad, and it's so strange how
Yeah.
we didn't feel the earthquake, and we have a lot of these submarines around. It's so strange.
Yeah,
And
yeah, he kicked out there. He was saying it very strange that Trinidad didn't felt the earthquake this morning with so many islands feeling it. This is Melissa. This is Melissa right now. As you can see, it's gonna make a direct run into Jamaica based on the information that is there. Direct pass over Jamaica. Looks like about 8 a.m. Tuesday morning, the center will be passing through Jamaica, and that's a Cat 4, Cat 5. Yes, Garnet, you dropped out there. Go ahead.
yeah, I don't know. You all had any earthquakes
Right. So
in the past
yeah, we had
before?
we had we had some slight we felt some tremors. I think there was one probably 2 weeks ago. We felt a tremor here as well. But
Yeah.
what I've been noticing is that the earthquakes that are happening in one location, and they're happening more than once in the same location, and felt in different parts of the Caribbean. Like this one this morning was a very strange one for a lot of people off Guadeloupe, and then you had five earthquakes following that one, or four or five, and the same location, and the only place that you didn't feel it was in Trinidad and Tobago. But it's a strange thing. But go ahead, got it.
Yeah, I don't know I don't know if it's the internet. Just
Yeah,
boot.
the internet is problematic since we've been seeing these guys in the region.
Yeah,
It's been very
well,
problematic.
there are a lot of radars and all these
Yep,
frequencies around too, and
correct,
the
correct,
jammers. You
correct.
know, so when we look at the covert operations, there's the type of devices they use.
Hmm.
When you want to come in other.
Yeah, Garnet is kicking out every now and then. The internet is really bad in a lot of the islands right now. Too much radars around, too much jamming, and too much stuff going on. Let me get back to Dark Age. Okay, let me see who else is commented here. My son just told me about this. I was surprised to not hear in the news. He was laying in bed and saw it moving on its own, and he thought it was funny. Yeah, Garnet. Yeah, the internet is not too good. So go ahead and make your point quickly before we
Yeah,
kick out.
no problem. I really give thanks for the information that
Yeah.
you're educating the minds of the Caribbean with. Because we are a lot we are set back. Thinking that America coming here to save us is not. What I mean. So I really give thanks. Thanks to calling on the program and share my knowledge about the whole situation. And we just have to focus.
Yeah, Garnet left us again there. Garnet, I think we got your point there. It's kicking you out, so don't worry yourself too much. But thanks for the blessings, brother. Yeah. So this is the situation right now. Let's get back to Jamaica. This is the situation that we're in right now. Jamaica is gonna get a direct impact based on this information. Listen, if it continues to go west, if it continue going west and turn very late based on some of the information that's coming out. If it continues to go west and it turns very late, as you can see, it will turn west it will turn on the western part of Jamaica, which will put it outside the center at least, which will be a good thing for Jamaica. But based on all the data, they're saying that the window for it to turn that way basically has closed. That's what they were saying. But anything is possible still. Tropical storm warning, of course, is out there for Haiti. The whole of eastern southern Cuba is now under hurricane warning as well too. Jamaica, of course, and then you have Bahamas now under hurricane watch. A lot of the islands in the Bahamas are now under hurricane watch. So that is something that we have to pay great attention to. Yes, my brother, go ahead. All right. Problems again with your audio, my friend. All right. Okay, yeah. So that is something that is you have to take notice of when it comes to Melissa. Melissa is behaving badly, and we just have to pay great attention if you're living in those areas. That would be in Jamaica. You're living in the south of Jamaica. They say Clarendon is where it's supposed to touch down first. That's what they were saying. So we'll wait and see what happens. Yeah, got it. All right. Yeah, yeah. The audio is not coming through. Don't worry, my brother. And I think we got your point. Don't worry too much. Because you keep dropping out there. The internet is no good. They've been jamming a lot of signals in the region lately. Internet been behaving very, very badly since they arrived. People don't wanna understand and accept what is happening. So this is what is going on in Jamaica right now. Um, this is the latest advisory. Its movement is west at 3 miles per hour, and the maximum sustained winds are 165 miles per hour. And Jamaica, it's a direct hit based on what we're seeing here. Listen, you can't mess around with hurricanes, eh? Hurricanes are no joke. Take it from me. Take it from me. Hurricanes are no joke. And I want you to remember to pay attention to all of the information given to you from the government in Jamaica, the Met Office in Jamaica. Take the advisory seriously. Hurricane is no joke. Nothing to mess around with. Someone was telling me it looks like it's passing Jamaica and continue on its road west. Well, let's hope that it could probably do that. The location right now is about 145 miles southwest of Kingston, Jamaica. Right? Its present movement they're saying is west. So let's see what they're saying inside here. They're saying that at 11, the Melissa was located near. Let me see if I can get that for you near latitude 16.4 north Melissa is moving towards the west near 3, slow turn towards the northwest and north expected later today, followed by a turn towards the northeast and a faster forward speed on Tuesday. A northeastward motion expected on Wednesday and Thursday. So basically, they're saying on this forecast track, it is expected to move over Jamaica tonight and early Tuesday. And you're having this a category 5 actually right now, dangerous. There would be some fluctuations they're saying in the intensity before Melissa actually arrives on Jamaica. However, Melissa is expected to reach Jamaica and the southeastern Cuba as an extremely powerful hurricane, right? So the winds dangerous again, like I said, the pressure is down to 908. This is crazy. Look at the kind of rain they're saying you're expecting to get in Jamaica here. 15 to 30 inches of rain. Listen, 1 inch of rain, they said one time, could have flooded Kingston in St. Vincent. You could imagine 15 to 30 inches of rain in portions of Jamaica. And they have a lot of mountains in Jamaica, a mountain range. A lot of water will be running off. That's just devastating. And then you have additional 8 to 16 for Southern Hispaniola, 40 inches total. I mean, this is really crazy. So those of you living in Jamaica, you ought to really pay attention to all of the information that is coming your way from the authorities. You have to pay attention. You have to pay attention. It's very, very serious. I understand this morning that some persons didn't want to leave their houses. That's another bad situation. Some people didn't want to leave their houses. I'm trying to see if I could get back that information to show you that video this morning. Some people just did not want to leave their houses, and the government was really adamant that they should leave, especially if they're living in low-lying areas. I was looking to see if I could get that video to play back for you guys because it's crazy. How would you not want to leave in a situation like this? It's really madness. Madness, I can tell you that. You're talking about a Cat 5. A Cat 5 is no joke, guys. No joke. I mean, I know what hurricanes are all about. We've seen it here in this part of the woods. Let me see if I can get back that video for you right now and show you. Let me bring it up for you. Let me bring it up for you. Hold on, let me get it for you right here. Let's see if
Melissa
we could
will
get
leave
this.
devastation in its wake in some, but not all Jamaicans are taking precautions.
That has government leaders very concerned at this hour. Local 10's Aaron Maben is in Montego Bay, Jamaica tonight.
Right now, leaders in Jamaica are urging everyone on the island to prepare now because a direct hit is imminent. With Hurricane Melissa barreling toward Jamaica, last-minute preparations are underway, the island bracing for impact.
This storm will test our systems.
Sunday morning, people rushing to catch flights before the airport in Montego Bay shut down.
We'd rather leave and be safe than stay here and be stuck in a hurricane.
Shelters and emergency operations centers are open across the nation. Jamaica's deputy prime minister gave this warning. Do you think this island is ready for this hurricane?
If the projections are correct, nobody can be ready for this kind of activity.
Hurricane Melissa is expected to produce torrential rain and catastrophic flooding. The most dangerous conditions are possible Monday night and Tuesday morning. Fishing communities are pulling boats onto land. In Kingston, workers stacking sandbags, preparing for record rainfall and flooding. This is part of the story in Montego Bay. Businesses boarding up as Melissa gets closer.
5 days of rain, it's not good.
On Sunday afternoon, local officials said too many people living in low-lying areas did not heed evacuation advice.
It is going to be difficult for us to say to our first responders.
The government says it's positioning generators and plans to deploy more than 50 once the storm passes. The goal, restore power to 80% of the country within 72 hours of the all clear.
In unity and in harmony, we will recover better and quicker.
More than 650 shelters are open across the island with hundreds of people already in them. Reporting in Montego Bay, Jamaica, Aaron Maben, Local 10 News.
So that is what is happening, guys. They're urging persons to get out of the way, obey the orders because hurricanes are nothing. It's not a good thing to joke with. Let me get back into the comment section here. All right. So someone says that yeah, it says the devil matters hell, so people best get shelter under God's wings. Greetings from Guyana. Government is standing ready to render assistance. We didn't feel anything in Guyana. Felt it in TNT North, Port of Spain. It was light though. I felt it, but did not. Not it was an earthquake. Did not know it was an earthquake. Nothing felt at the location on the south coast of Barbados. There were two smaller quakes near Barbados last week. One very close to the shore. Someone says we felt in Nevis at 8:45 this morning. America's playing with the weather. Same time the Caribbean only worried about their visas. All right. Someone says strange indeed with radar. Someone says there's spray particles in the air. Then use radar energy to control it. Just asking again for the location of the earthquake on the 24th. The earthquake on the 24th of this month. Last month I think. Um, Venezuela. I think it was a Venezuela earthquake. Let me see. 2025. Let me make sure and see if I can get that here. There was an earthquake sometime. Let me see. Yeah, there was an earthquake earlier this month in Venezuela. I think last month actually. Yeah, I did report on that. I did report on that. I'm trying to see if I could get back the information here. Let me see. 2025. Let me see. Yeah, there was an earthquake on the 24th of September. Yeah, there was an earthquake on the 24th of September. Um, yeah, magnitude 6.1, 6.3. Yeah, both were located 24 and 27 kilometers east northeast. That's a very interesting thing with the earthquake in Venezuela there, the 24th. I reported on that one. I remember that one. That was the one that all concerned were saying that it was not a natural one. It wasn't generated in the area. It was actually generated from a distance, and the pulse was sent to Venezuela. Let's get to this one. Um, Yes, guys, if you want to join the live, you want to join me and speak to me, you can click on the link that's at the top. It's pinned at the top section of the chat there. And you can click on that and come on in. All right. Right. Let's see. Kwashi says, blessed morning. I see are in the same spaces. Yaya says, no one can control the wind except Yahusha. Yahuwah. Maybe they can make rain by manipulating the atmospheric chemicals, but not the wind. That's the creator. Just turn it on. Can you update info on the earthquake? I'll give you the info on the earthquake again. The Trini UE students trapped in Jamaica. Let me see. Trini government sends tuna and Cricks biscuits for them. Let me see what else. Earthquakes, hurricanes. Nothing is real anymore, it seems. The one in Trinidad did not seem normal. I will never forget. Mario was moving upwards away from Dominica. All of a sudden, it turned towards us quickly in a Cat 5. Right. So, Justin Hurricane can be guided. All right. Let's go. Let's see what else is happening here. Is this Melissa bigger than Hurricane Gilbert in 1988? Absolutely bigger than Gilbert. Gilbert touched Jamaica as a Category 3 hurricane. This one, Melissa, is touching Jamaica as a Cat 5. Totally bigger. Totally bigger. Um, let me get back to the there's so many comments. I'll get to them after, guys. So everybody I can't read everybody's comments at the same time. Let me get back to the earthquake. Somebody wants me to update on the information on the earthquake. Right. The earthquake is that this morning at 8:38 a.m. there was an earthquake outside or just off Guadeloupe, a 6.7, and following that we had about five other earthquakes following that, and they range in different magnitudes. They were felt in about 19, 20 different countries in the Caribbean this morning after that 6.7, 6.8 earthquake of Guadeloupe. The countries included Barbados, BVI, Dominica, St. Martin, Guadeloupe, Martinique, Montserrat, Puerto Rico, St. Kitts, Nevis, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the U.S. Virgin Islands, Venezuela, Saint Bartholomew, Antigua and Barbuda, Anguilla, and of course the Caribbean, Netherlands, which are countries like Aruba, Bonaire, and so like that. So that was the earthquake this morning. One place, All of them occurred in one specific place this morning. All right. Jesse James says Uncle Sam near its earthquake and hurricane. Cuba and Haiti will be left after the Great Flood. Someone says, yeah, is sending a message. Every country is important. Thank you. Someone says here, hi people. Let me see. Nicola says, hello, my brother. Pray, please, brothers and sisters, time to truly wake up. So many signs are everywhere. Melissa displayed a mind of her own. In Trinidad, it seems as if most of the earthquakes here are felt in the north, more specifically northwestern side. Someone says UNC people worshiping the USA and blind to the facts. Our mighty creators are speaking time to see the real truth behind everything. Someone says a direct hit to Jamaica. Someone says America to save us from what? Shepherd, you are on point. There's a pending destruction that will affect every nation. Absolutely. Um, Let me see what else is happening here. Yeah, Shepherd's News of Elohim, top of the morning to you. You guys in Jamaica, stay safe. American guns, stop with that. Someone says evil Western countries, but yet our governments are all sell out. We just gotta work till he gets here. Someone says keep telling the truth, serving the Lord. Someone says blessed day. Someone says traitors. Someone says, well, there's a lot of people on the live. Just a lot of people. But like I said, the earthquake this morning was off Guadeloupe, and I think so many persons felt it. So let me just say good morning to everybody again. A lot of people came onto the live this morning. Stay tuned there. Let me just see if I can get this thing pull up for you. Okay, stay tuned. All right, guys. So, just to recap as to what's going on. 6.7, 6.8 earthquake this morning off Guadeloupe, felt in about 20 other countries across the Eastern Caribbean. We have Hurricane Melissa heading towards Jamaica, which will be a direct hit. People take all precautions necessary in Jamaica. I want to thank all of you who came on to the live this morning and contributed. Good morning to everyone that's on. I can't call everybody's names. A lot of people. But thank you for joining this morning, and we definitely will talk to you again. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. It's 11:47. I'm not gonna take up any more of your time. It's heading up to 12 o'clock hour. So take it easy, take care, and be safe until we meet again, guys. I'm out of here.